Good morning, everyone. So actually, it's getting on the afternoon, I think. 11:44. Yeah. Okay, so I am in the kitchen, and I'm kind of changing Meghan Markle's and Martha Stewart's one-pot pasta. So what I have going on in my Ninja Possible Everyday Cooker is the ability to sear and saute, braise, slow cook, and make pasta. So what I have going right now is some of these, like a melody of tomatoes. I grated with my cheese grater 3 cloves of garlic. I've got 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, great value brand. Not the best, but it was within my budget. So I have this melody of some are a little bitter, some are going to be sweeter. That's what I want. I've got 14 ounces of thin spaghetti. And what I'm doing different is I am microwaving my water. I'll tell you why. I have tried boiling the water and doing it the way Meghan Markle does, pouring that 3-4 cups of water over it. And this handy dandy thing I got years ago at QVC, and I bought all my family of them, it holds 6 cups. So I'm just going to cover the pasta. And then I've got baby arugula and spinach and some basil that I just washed. So the thing I'm finding is the way Martha Stewart made it, which was putting cold water in it, bringing it to a boil, and it's kind of like sauteing her tomatoes and everything and putting the cold water in. It actually was creamier texture than boiling the water and pouring it over. So I'm trying a mix of doing 2 things. I'm just going to cover that with my hot water, and that's plenty. And I'm going to move it around a little bit. And because I have it on high, on sear, as soon as I get the lid on it, it's going to continue to cook. But this particular cooker has a pasta version there, so that you can use. And so I could turn down pasta. I'm going to do something different because I want to get that creamy starch from the pasta. I'm probably going to let it keep boiling like it is now. And you'll see that it really turns out creamier this way. I tried it once. I liked it this way, so we'll see. You need a half a lemon to zest in it. You need some kind of Parmesan cheese. I've got a Peccorino Romano. This particular brand is 4C. It's not as expensive as the wedges of cheese right now, which are just impossible to get your hands on. Every one of them are $10 for a little tiny thing. So I'm just not going to do it. I didn't really feel like mincing my garlic, so I just grated it in. I don't like chomping on a big piece of garlic when I eat it. I like baby arugula. I like a little bit of bitter green or peppery green with a sweet green like spinach. So I got an organic blend. Market side, so it says used by the 11th. Today is the 13th, so I'm hoping it's going to be okay. I'm going to keep looking. See, that's boiling enough. And that is sear on high. You have high and medium on sear and saute. Let's see, I've been getting spam calls today. Let's see who's calling me. I think it's a spam call, but we'll see. Who are you now? Who are you now? Hello? Guys, I swear they know the days I'm home. They must write down. Sorry about that. They must write down. She picked up the phone on Tuesday or Thursday or whatever. Let's call her back. Okay, so I just want to show you how much that is high on saute sear. So you really can. You don't have to go to the pasta setting. So earlier today, I was listening to all of Taylor Swift's music, trying to get the update on, what's she doing with her next album, where'd the inspiration come from, what's the scoop. And I was listening to everyone, Justin Bieber. I was all over the place, country, Taylor Swift. I was doing my workout, and I was just posting it all because I thought I'm going to download it to my playlist. So you might see it on Facebook. So I was doing all this, and then I got a phone call, and there was this real silence, and you know when it's going to be a spam call. Let me just say, the minute you turn 58, you're going to get 9 million phone calls for the Medicare different plans, and you're eligible for a back brace, a knee. Anything you go to the doctor for is on your chart, your medical chart, your my chart. If they see you complained about back pain or knee pain or ankle pain or whatever, wrist pain, people are now calling, I don't know what that's called, phishing or schmishing, but they're able to get your medical records and see, oh, you went to the doctor for this? And I go to a chiropractor all the time and get an adjustment, and I get a physical therapy. So I get 9 million phone calls about chronic pain. We've got a pain bracelet. We've got a this. We got a that for you. We got a pain back thing. We got a this. We got a that for you. You're eligible. And then it's if you just sign up for the Advantage Plan Part C. So I'm 66 now, and I have been getting about 20 calls a day. And some of them will say probably fraud or spam risk, and some of them won't say that. That's really hot, by the way, so I'm not going to touch it again. So I think this worked out really well. Oh, yeah, this worked out really good. Okay, I can already see that the pasta is, yeah, we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and put the greens in now. So I got a phone call right after I was listening to Taylor Swift. Who's Taylor Smith? Taylor Swift music. I'm going to wait to put my basil in at the end. I am going to squeeze my lemon juice in. I will zest my lemon at the end. It's a nice, clean version of food that I like. This is going to be good. What did I do it? A spoon. All right. So I always add the basil at the end. I don't know what you guys do. It really does shrink down. I mean, I could have cooked my tomatoes a little longer, maybe 10 minutes. I don't know. This really does come together quickly. I could smell my tomatoes and my garlic, so I'm not worried about it. I do have a little sugar out just because I'm really not sure about these little, I think they were called Melody tomatoes. Melody. I don't know. I got them at Walmart, and they were called Melody, and there's green and yellow, and it's kind of bitter. And then my arugula is kind of peppery and bitter, so I'm not really sure how bitter it's going to be. So I got a little sugar out to throw in just for this, just a little pinch, just in case. I'm not really making a sauce, tomato green. But I was trying to find like a compromise between Meghan Markle and Martha Stewart, where you can still get the creaminess of the starch from the pasta, which is what makes it so lovely, and the clean freshness of it, but do it in one pan and get it done. And this Impossible cooker has really been working, or Possible cooker, every day has been working great for it. Tried it on the stove, it works just as well. Martha Stewart puts onions in hers. I've tried all different versions. I think you can use any vegetable. But I kind of always did this with rice and pasta. So I don't know why it went so viral. A lot of us have been making pasta that way. But I was always told, well, no, you got to let your water come to a boil first. I don't even do that. Just throw it in the microwave. Heat it up really good. Couple little shortcuts. I can tell my pasta is all done. Looking nice. Looking nice. All right. I haven't put any salt in it. I haven't put any pepper in it. So I'm just going to put a little salt in it. I don't want it to get too peppery because the arugula is already peppery, but it will need a little bit of salt. A little bit of salt. Always helps. I don't put a lot of salt in, and I don't boil the pasta in, I put it in at the end, because Peccorino Romano, or any Romano, is going to be saltier than like a Regime or Parmesan, which is more buttery. I don't really like buttery. I think I just grew up on that Peccorino Romano, that sharp cheese. The sharp taste is good. I'm going to use a baby spoon. I don't know how much sugar I want to put in here. I go back to my kids' baby spoons when I'm not sure what to do. Yep, I kept them. All right, so I'm going to put that's it. Because I'm not getting the sweet smell of like cherry red tomatoes like I got before. So I'm just letting it do its thing. I always cover my sugar really good. I'm a little bit of a knib about covering everything in my house. My little snack bag is all zipped up with clips. My grandma would be proud of me. She, when she sent you home with food, I swear to God, you couldn't get the, she would get her Tupperware out and she'd say, make sure you bring that back. So you had to return it if she gave you extra meatballs or stuffed mushrooms or a little pasta, especially when she made her cat or little homemade stuff. She would always. I could have used more green. That was quite a bit, but I could have used more. I'm going to taste a tomato in a second just to see how bitter are you. Oh, favorite book to read. You guys, I've gifted everybody this book. It's a fantastic book called I Love You Like a Tomato. It really goes through the entire immigration from Italy to America and old country and 3 generations and how they perceived it from the woman's side. It's okay. It's good. I'm going to go ahead and zest my, hang on one second. Okay, so I just tasted. The pasta is al dente. I'm going to let it go a little bit longer. The water is almost gone because I took the cover off. So I'm kind of playing with my slow cooker to make this work. And it's more than a slow cooker. This everyday passable cooker is more than a slow cooker. And it does a lot. And after this, I'm going to make some pesto with that basil. I bought like 3 of those basil trees. And I chopped up one of them and put it in the freezer. And then I've got another one on the other side of the house that's, I want them to stay the right temperature. Because they get bruised so easy. But this is good. I used my cheese grater to zest my lemon. I'm saving some of my lemon there because I need some hot tea. Not cold tea, even though it's like 90-something degrees out there. It's really hot. Let's see what the temperature is in here. Let's see what the temperature is. 78, that's not bad. Had I turned the oven on, though, the stovetop, it would have been really... Ugh. When I got home from work last night, it was 91 in here. 91. Oh, I don't want to do that. This is a really nice summer light pasta to make. And it's done. It really is done. And we'll turn on the light so you can see it. Yep. That's how quick. And I used the sauté sear. And I did all the things that Meghan does, and I didn't put the onion in it like Martha does. And I just think it's a very intelligent, nice, clean. You can see the cream in it. How creamy it turns out. Beautiful. I have some mozzarella, like I don't even know what to call it, the Beretta, the one that you open up, and but I don't want to make it too cheesy. So I'm gonna turn it off. And then I'm gonna put some Peccorino Romano all over the place. I'm going to stir that in. I don't know if Meghan does that. I can't remember. But I want my basil in it. Beautiful. You're going in. And then just let it... Ooh, that smells so good. I know everybody says when they put the basil on, that smells so good, but it does. It does. All right. Let me twirl some here. Ooh, it really is nice. Some tomato, some green. Beautiful. So this is now a recipe I make like once a week with different kinds of tomatoes, different kind of vegetable. I think I did kale a couple weeks ago. And it hits the spot. It's like, go ahead and put it in your little glass mason jars or your lock and locks or whatever you're using, or your little plastic jars. And you've got a little carb with vegetable. And then I cook up some chicken breast in this same thing. And I have my protein. So it's good. It's real good. I'm going to taste. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Oh, why aren't you working? Wait a minute. Slow cook, I've got it on. Function. Why aren't you moving? Go back. Bye. It says bye to you. So, start cook. Over here. I'm going to put it down to keep warm. And start it. I'm just going to keep it warm. It's really good. Did you hear me slurp? That's the best way to eat pasta. Gotta slurp. Alrighty. So I just used 3 cloves of garlic. Just that little handful of basil. I don't even know how much this was. Washed and ready to eat, but I wash it anyways. I let it soak in a little vinegar and water and wash it really good. Because I, don't trust anything. I don't. I really don't. Okay, so this is not Peccorino. I thought it was Peccorino, but it's not. It's Romano. It's all natural Parmesan Romano. So you're not going to get the sharp. If you really want the really sharp taste, go with the Peccorino Romano. That's the real thing. Spend the money. I'm not going to. I don't have it. All right. That's done. Done. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it on warm because it's really good. The book I am reading right now, and Dustin is right here with the book. The next conversation, argue less, talk more, Jefferson Fishers. Okay, I follow his podcast. He's the guy that is a trial lawyer and really clean-cut looking who was making videos from his car, just giving these little tips on how to deal with different people and how to handle difficult topics and how to have the conversations that are meaningful and just deal with all kinds of personalities that communicate differently and try to realize that everyone is coming from a different place. Everyone is hearing a different thing. Everyone's got their own childhood trauma, drama in their background. Everyone's got their own sensitivities and triggers. And we all do a little of this, what we're thinking is bad communication. We all do it at some point. I like that he says that. Like if you are talking to somebody and they're lying to you, he makes it very clear that a lot of people will do this. Doesn't mean they're lying. A lot of people will be defensive. Doesn't mean they're trying to control. A lot of people have overused the word gaslighting. There's true gaslighting. And then there's the overuse of it on the internet, in the psychological sphere, even the therapists, quote unquote, and life coaches on the internet. And what I really like is he uses the word narcissist and gaslighting cautiously. He saves it for what it really is. People that have a pattern of always. Okay, so he has a communication course that I joined. And you can go ahead and ask him to do videos on certain topics. So I have sent a video in asking him to do a video on dealing with long-term survivors who end up bringing abusers into their life. Why do we do that? Why do we know in our soul, we know in the deepest essence, the deepest core of our soul, this person is bad. This person is going to hurt me. This person is not on the up and up. This person is a gaslighter, for real. This person is a manipulator, for real. This person is a gossip grenade. This person is talking about everybody. They're probably talking about me. This person is trying to wheel me into that and then hit me upside of the head with an accusation or whatever. This person is falsely accusing people. This person is defaming people and slandering people. Why would I draw close to that person? Why would you? As survivors, we often will befriend and bring that person closer to us, even in our life where we're going shopping, we're going to lunch, we're driving with them, we're gifting each other or whatever. Why? To manage the abuse, to manage them, to say, wait a minute, I can already sense this person is trouble and they're in my atmosphere. They're too close to my boundary and they don't respect boundary and they are bully and they are out loud performing and spotlight people, and they're very dogmatic and they use strong terms that just big words like if the work is hard that day, they'll say there's people are abusing them because they're working. There's little things like that. So that really are big things. But I draw the line when people start slandering and gossiping and saying, and it really could destroy a family. I draw the line. So what do you do once you've let that person into your personal bubble a little bit, but you haven't overshared, but you kind of kept them there in this weird way to keep an eye on them to make sure they didn't hurt you, but they still snuck up and slammed you, but they're saying you did, but flipping it, try to flip it. What do you do to ease out of these acquaintances? And how can we learn to spot that, trust our gut, and still be an acquaintance, still be polite, still be respectful, but not enter into the friend zone with them and not try to keep them close in order to see, are you going to hurt me? Not try to be hyper vigilant. So if you're somebody that finds you do draw people in that maybe kind of remind you of your culture, your parents, the family you grew up in, and the way the women talk or the way the men talk or the way they behave, and those people were possibly, you were in an abuse situation, you're going to feel the familiar with them and we're going to draw them in. But now what do we do once they're there? You're kind of like gauging, you're keeping track of, don't hurt me and I'm only going to let you this far and I'm going to watch, but they still hurt you. Now, how do you ease out of it? So I hope that Jefferson will make a video. I'll let you guys know if it goes up. I would say join his podcast, get the book. It's fantastic. I refer back to it all the time. And then, direct, clear communication. And when you're angry, say, this is going to sound angry because I'm angry. Just all these little pointers that he gives that are really awesome. Like, we're going to table this conversation for another time when it's more appropriate. Or this is what I heard you say. What did you intend to say? That just active listening. It comes back to active listening. And realizing everybody's coming from a different place and the situation they're in at the moment when you're talking. So I'm really big on communication is key, teamwork is key, everybody being on the same page. I've come out here and said often I believe in group. I really love family and group dynamics. So it's always interesting to me to see who stirs the group. If a group is getting along just fine, everything's copacetic, they're doing their thing, everyone's teamwork, everyone's in their own lane, focusing when they need to, and everybody's coming together. And then all of a sudden that person is there and it's chaos. It could be a family dinner. It could be work. It could be church. It could be the ride home from church. It could be the ride home from the grocery store. It could be anything. Why do we keep going back to the conversation with them? To manage so they can't hurt us. To manage them so they can't hurt us. But how do we flesh them out in a nice way that won't cause more damage? So that's what I'm hoping Jefferson will do a video on sometime. If you join his, the podcast is free, but if you join his communication course, he does go live with people. And so I'm looking forward to that. All right, this is definitely done. It's done. So I'm going to go eat. I hope you all will try it in your slow cook or use your sear or whatever and see if you get more of a starchy flavor that makes it luscious and creamy or not. On the stove, we would just add the pasta water. I think the pasta water is because you've already boiled the pasta in it, so you're going to add some of that water. But I'm finding microwaving the water for a good 3 minutes, pouring it over the top, is working better in the slow cooker. Then I just put it to slow cook for high and let it boil down and let my greens do their thing. All right, so thank you to Meghan Markle and Martha Stewart for this lovely meal prep. It really does last. Just put a little olive oil over each portion and you can freeze it. It's great. Take care, everyone. Have a nice day. Thank you for joining me.